sponsor for it?
I'm not the title sponsor. Okay. I just took the gold level standard sponsor of it. I think was it. I forget who's the title. Is it?
Do you know who the title sponsor for Apex is?
I do not.
CrossFit Lena?
Yeah. Oh, like
Yes.
it's physical therapy. Yeah, right.
Apex Physical Therapy or whatever.
It's my favorite scheme of Wes's.
It's just a cougar with me underneath it.
Just break everyone at the gym and be like, oh, by the way, go on in.
Yeah.
I also have a chiropractic office set up back here for you.
Oh, you got some pimples? Oh, blemishes?
Oh,
My
yeah.
wife's a dermatologist.
Is she really derm?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So I think it's Arsenal Dermatology.
What a hot
so
site.
yeah, I referred a lot to them.
Yeah. Yeah, she popped up on the feed. I was like, oh, click on it. And like the first thing that pops up is her slicing open. She's like, oh, drainage today. I was like, oh, doctor.
And I got my annual dermatology tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
What are you guys getting done at the derm?
I just get checked out. Dad had skin cancer one time, so I try to stay ahead of it.
Yeah, that's smart. Smart.
So Dad had skin cancer, and then one of my old bosses had it one time, like on an earlobe or something like that, and it actually spread and got into the lining around his brain and killed him. So,
Holy
yeah, shit like that terrifies me.
Yeah, I bet.
So you're saying we should take this serious?
No, absolutely. I always have to tell people, every patient that I see, that, we live in the right state. People, if you're lighter skin complexion, you have to check. Your primary care physician should always be checking those at-risk areas.
Yeah.
Melanoma is nothing to play with. Once it gets into the bloodstream, theoretically can metastasize anywhere. It's like you said with your friend to the brain, unfortunately. So
I have no desire to go through skin cancer.
I don't know. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a fun episode. No.
Starting off heavy, guys.
So Stefan fucking died. We always thought it'd be Brian, but
No, here we go. What's the over-under on that?
Oh, man. It's like Poland in the 40s. I did not see that coming.
You're right there the whole time.
So sorry, just getting my my evil bone water situated.
Your EBW?
All school guys call it EBW for short.
Originally Connecticut, but honestly, I've been down here long enough that I might as well just say that I'm from here.
When'd you get down there?
When I was about 13, 14 years old, something like that. But
Same as me.
I always like to say it's funny, though, because honestly, I don't really remember a whole lot of it. When I was in Afghanistan in 2008, I was in an IED explosion, got a bad TBI and just had massive retrograde amnesia. So I really can't remember anything before I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, you're from Connecticut? It's like, yes, but I
Kind of.
I don't remember. I legit don't remember. Wow. Do you know where in Connecticut?
yeah. A place called Harwinton, Connecticut. It's this little small town, northwest Connecticut. So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I couldn't tell you a single thing about it.
My wife's
besides
from
that.
Fairfield County. So
Okay.
that's the Connecticut.
Really? I know that.
Yeah, it's just from Connecticut.
I'm in Fairfield.
Not much fun.
No, not much. No. Crazy chick I dated went up there for her high school reunion.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Emily.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hold up.
Time out there.
Nah, I've been with Emily long enough to go to all her reunions that she has never went to. So
I've never been to any of mine.
me neither.
They've done it twice, and I'm like, nope, no sir. I left Mississippi for a reason.
Yeah, right.
To not see these people.
To not see any of you.
I hear that.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Go see. Back in the house with our new flag. Looking official.
The official unveiling of the Hot Range flag.
Our colors.
It's been a long time coming there, honestly.
Is it two-sided? I think
It is two-sided.
Ooh, fancy. It's
for you guys.
For you guys,
So very excited about that. It's been a minute since we've sat down and really actually had like a podcast and a guest. We've kind of transitioned over to the streams a little bit. Had a lot of luck with that. Enjoyed it, but I think we all kind of sat down and agreed. There's still really good segment that we can do with interviews and podcasts. So I think we've kind of figured out our flow now. I think if it's just us three, it's probably good streaming time. But if we actually have a guest, it's worth sitting down and actually getting to know them, getting some good information out of them. So that's what we're doing, guys. That's a little bit of change. Yay, we're back. Yay.
You missed us. We're back.
Yes, and we will
I brought my pencil.
Give me something to write on. Let's move forward. We'll keep doing Van Halen all night.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. Just send it. No, we're super excited to be back. It's been a minute. I know.
What's your firearms instructor?
Yeah.
I'm hot for teacher.
It's wrong with you.
We don't have time.
Anyways, on to bigger and better things. So we've been gone for a little bit, but we're back, and we're back with a vengeance. We actually have a very interesting guest with us today. If you've been to a Patriot Games within the last few events, if you've been to an Apex, honestly, if you've been in the tactical fitness space, you've probably seen this guy and his product out there. So without any hesitation, let's just go ahead and jump right in here. As always, I'm Jeremy, Stephen, Brian, and we are The Hot Range. The Hot Range! Your favorite tactical fitness podcast. And today we have a special guest. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, sir?
Sure. So my name is Brandon Novatko. Like you said, you've probably seen me around. We just got into the games, so to speak, with the tactical fitness arena. So I'm one of the co-founders of Workout Nutrition, but to kind of give you a full spectrum of who I am, I always first identify as a Christian. All glory to God and Lord Savior Jesus. Husband, father of 3. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician, and I'm a former Marine Scout sniper.
It's a very interesting pedigree you have.
Yes, and that's what it's a kind of like awkward mixture of everything. But
how does one go from eating crayons to being a doctor?
I had to sleep with a lot of people, but I made it. So
makes sense.
No
further questions.
Yeah.
Shut up the rest of this podcast.
I think that's what was one of the kind of the drivers that pushed me towards becoming a physician, though. It's like, having been overseas multiple times and seeing, the things that you see, the injuries that occur. And our military does a fantastic job teaching, what to do in those situations, quick stabilization, quick triage. But I was always just interested in something deeper, a deeper knowledge set. I want to push it further. So I decided to go for it. And here we are.
So it sounds like you accomplished going for it. That's a great example right there, folks. So, let's go ahead and let's back up a little bit. So, you're a doctor now prior to this military. Let's talk a little bit about your military service.
Sure. So I was in 3rd Battalion, 8th Marines. While there, I deployed on the 22nd MU, Kuwait. And then shortly thereafter, I was at Afghanistan, which is in the Helmand Province, southern border, kind of touches down to Pakistan. So I'd say it's more well known, especially that region, just for having like huge amounts of opium supply.
Sure.
So a lot of it was just a lot of the drug weapons trafficking that was going through a very well known area called the Dahana Pass. So that's kind of like my military background. And just superficially, but I went to sniper school. I've been to mountain sniper school. I did combat hunter. I did basic reconnaissance training. So I kind of try to get myself schooled.
Brian's obviously looking at he's going to do combat hunter there.
Okay. Yeah, basically.
What is it?
That sounds really cool.
That sounds cool.
It is cool, and it sounds really cool. But really, it's more so just kind of honing the craft of picking up on what they called, picking up on SPOR. What by SPOR means is what is something that, an enemy would leave in terms of tracking ability. So let's say that footprints or, shells or, so those are more obvious things, but kind of being on the lookout and how to be more perceptive in those type of urban environments to pick up on, where could enemy, positions be, where could movements be occurring. So it was a very interesting course, and it's something that I still think that the baseline principles I carry today.
That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Brian's like, you ever been on a spur ride?
I have not.
Have you seen my Stetson?
I don't have that. I have cold spurs. That's it.
Excuse you.
They didn't keep me around long enough. They're long enough to get trained up.
It's not that they didn't
come
keep
back.
you around there. You were out freaking collecting MOSs like a damn Pokemon.
They gotta be well-rounded.
55
They gotta be well-rounded soldier.
Good for you.
Some people go after the Army has got because everybody needed a badge for something. Everybody's an award. So before a certain time frame, we had the expert infantryman badge, and then everybody wanted to be included, so they came out with the expert soldier badge. So Brian actually got his earlier because he got every MOS. So he's like the first recipient.
He just gave it to me by default. And like, how many? I was like 4. They're like, all right.
So grandfather did Uncle Sam's prototype there. Outstanding. Cool. So you were in the military. What got you started? You were talking a little earlier, I think probably before camera, but so what got you started in the medical field? Sniper in the Marine Corps, not exactly doctor.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
the two
yeah,
don't really
yeah.
kind of collide.
I always say I was kind of like the opposite end of the spectrum.
Sure.
Like when it is, when it comes up. But I'd say it was seeing those type of injuries in a combat setting, and then, I mean, obviously you want to like help out your brothers, of course, who are injured, but it made me like really, it piqued my interest in, okay, it's good to know how to do like these emergency and trauma triage situations, but I just wanted to just soak it all in.
Sure.
And I just really fell in love with the sciences and the biochemistry that goes behind it. And that's eventually just what led me to be like, you know what, I think I want to take this a step further. I think I want to go to medical school. And luckily, my wife totally supported it, because at the time we had children, so it was really, it was rough to go through.
Be a full-time student with kids.
Yeah, so it's like you got to be a husband and a father first, and then on top of that, so it's always like super early mornings, super late nights, just trying to get.
That's crazy.
So
what school did you go through?
Lee Com, so it's a doctor of osteopathic medicine. It's local here in Bradenton. So
Very cool.
Know exactly where that is.
yeah,
right on the other side of Lakewood Ranch.
yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Everything's on the other side.
It took me 45 minutes to get my house just to that highway. Just to the highway.
Getting big over there.
For the UTC,
Wants to live.
Satan's asshole.
Tell me a little bit more about. So, what got you into? How did War Gods start? Let's hear that.
Yeah, sure. So the original idea and conception came, I say, around like 2018, 2019. The other co-founder, Jake, he was deployed. He was in Djibouti.
Okay.
So when he was there, and we've all been, overseas, we understand that when you go over there, there's like really two options if you're looking for energy. It's either really bad coffee or
ribbons.
Ribbons. I don't want to say it, but yeah. So yeah.
GWAT, my friend.
And I get it too, like beggars can't be choosers. I understand, but when we saw that, it's like if you realistically look at the back of any energy drink can, you need a minor in organic chemistry to know what's going on in those things. And, most people don't even think twice about it. And this is kind of where like the medical knowledge came in, like the biochemistry, the pathophysiology of what is really happening when you're putting those sugar additives, those preservatives in your body. That has to eventually be processed through the liver, goes through the kidneys. So we said to ourselves,
how bad is that, though? How bad is an energy drink? Because and I'm guilty, I'll be the first to admit, but we've got a regular in our group who is probably 95% white.
I get it. And that was us too. Honestly, going back to like the 2018, 2019, that was us too.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to know, like I was going to talk about like a deep dive, like a quick, brief 5-10 minute, like talking about biochemically, why is this bad for you?
Yeah, please.
So, why it's bad is kind of what I call like multifactorial. There's multiple things that these sugar additives and these preservatives do, okay? But it's not just that, because the picture is also how much caffeine are you putting in the body. Sure. Right? You look at any all of it, I get it. And because we've come to the concept of like, if a little is good, more is better. Right? But that's not always necessarily true.
Sure.
It's certainly not true in other medicines. Like if you overdo an antibiotic, that's bad for you. If you overdo any other, like let's say testosterone supplementation, that's bad for you. Right? And I know we all like joke around. No, and like I said, at appropriate levels, I get like what we're doing. But with caffeine, it has a multiple here. I'm going to borrow a piece of.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's your bio.
Man's got a pen on him and everything.
okay, so
Dr. Tess.
I'm surprised it's not a G2.
here's your brain.
Okay.
Now, caffeine specifically, there's a particular receptors that happen in a particular part of your brain called the nucleus accumbens. I'll just put NA.
Okay.
There's multiple striae in the brain. These are neural pathways. All right. So you have something called adenosine receptors that are here. Now, there's two types of adenosine receptors, 1 and 2A.
Okay.
Caffeine predominantly works here at 2A. When you take this in, this causes sort of that wakefulness that you experience and helps block over here, which is this will decrease neuronal firing.
Those all the bad feelings that go away when I have my coffee.
Right. And we're going to get to what this is what happens.
I'm trying to.
When we drink Freedom Bear coffee, all the bad feelings go away. Shout out to our sponsor, Freedom Bear Coffee.
Shout out Freedom Bear coffee.
So at these centers, you have these little receptors. Now, what happens normally is you have something called adenosine, which just kind of builds up throughout the day, and it attaches to these receptors, and then it sends intracellular pathways that tell you basically get tired. Right? Part of the normal wake-sleep cycle. Now, caffeine will come in, block this site, thus blocking these downhill effects.
Okay.
So this is kind of what people are looking for, right? But here's the problem. These receptors over time, especially if you're inundating it with like the 200 to 300 milligram caffeine loads, the body wants to maintain homeostasis. It doesn't want to stay awake all the time. It doesn't want to be on edge all the time. So two options have to happen. One, make more receptors, because the body's thinking like, geez, we're not really calming down. We're not getting tired yet. We need to make more receptors so we can capture more adenosine. So that's step one. And this pathway happens at a particular rate called a Vmax. I'll spare the biochemistry with that. Right, so make this more sensitive so that these reactions occur faster.
Okay. That makes sense.
So this becomes part of the tolerance problem right here. Always we talk to people, sure, like if you have an energy drink or whatever else has 200 to 300, for a little bit it's okay, but the body figures out like, oh, I don't really want to be this way. So it makes more of these receptors. So then what inevitably happens, you have to drink a second energy drink. Right?
The tolerance builds
up and builds up. And
I'm there currently.
and this becomes the issue. So if you're just piling on all this excess caffeine, and it's not giving you sort of like the initial, like, quote unquote, high and kick that it did, then literally we are pissing money away. Because eventually what has to happen, because this is all within the bloodstream, it's got to be excreted. It can't hang around forever. So on top of this process that's going on, the body can only fill these pockets so quickly. Right? I kind of think about it this way, that like if you had a basket that was in front of you, if I had a basket and there was a bunch of money that you wanted to grab out of the basket, and you can only use one hand because it can only go so fast, right? Would you want me to drag that basket quickly across the table or have it more slowly go across the table? Well, slowly, so you could have a chance to grab more.
Perfect sense.
Right? Well, if I just loaded all of this caffeine in place, that's like me dragging it quickly across the table. Your body, although it's there, not all that's going to be utilized.
Interesting. Okay.
And even when it is utilized, we talked about the tolerance buildup and the sensitivity issues. So even if you're taking these bigger loads that you think like, oh, this is the better idea for me to do, and that's not really what's a good idea.
How long does it typically take to build up a tolerance? Is it everyone's different? Everybody's personal biochemistry is different.
Sure. But I would say that, and it also matters how much you're taking in. Right, so if you're like, oh, I'm only taking 200, or no, I'm doing 400. Like the more caffeine, the higher the exposure, the quicker the rate this tolerance buildup will be.
It frightens me when you speak of Monster Energy as like a prescription dosage right now. It makes me feel very different. 200 milligrams of Monster caffeine energy straight to your heart. That's horrible. Like I don't want that anymore.
We talk about the more immediate effects of it.
Yeah.
So I cannot, and maybe Brandon does. I cannot remember the chemical in it, but there's one that immediately impacts your gums. And if you keep doing it, it can cause gum recession.
Correct.
And let me tell you, when you get a gum graft, speaking from experience,
the worst thing.
that will get your attention.
Correct.
It is the worst. I've had lots of dental work. That is by far the worst thing I had. That was a direct result of drinking Monster Energy coffee every morning.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
All right. So
That's why when you see me with one, it's every so often. Like if I feel like I need that boost, like if I'm driving or something like that, that's the only time I'll drink it.
Interesting.
And even then, it's only one.
right. So this is part one. It's another piece of paper.
go for it.
Here comes part two. Right. So
This is the most information that has ever come out of this.
We tried this before. This is awesome.
So aside from this happening, kind of like the central nervous system aspect of things, there's another important aspect to it, and that's the adrenals. Okay? The adrenals sit on top of your kidneys, and it's kind of, people are more aware that comes, like cortisol comes from there, and epinephrine, or epinephrine. Okay, there's other chemicals that come out of there, but we're only going to hyper-focus on those two specific areas. So when you take this stimulant, this sends another chemical pathway to the hypothalamus, another part of your brain. The hypothalamus signals the pituitary. The pituitary comes across and is going to signal the adrenals.
Okay.
The adrenals themselves, again, poorly drawn, but here's a kidney. There's the adrenals. Okay. This is where all the hormonal regulation happens, especially cortisol. When we start messing with this system, we cause excess cortisol to build up in our body. Now, it's kind of become like a more recognized thing. Everyone's talking about excess cortisol fatigue.
Right. Teenagers talking about it.
Right. So, and this becomes, again, a secondary mechanism of why caffeine is going to be not the best option. So you have these cortisol levels that increase. Cortisol does a couple things. Most notably, it increases your blood glucose. If that remains elevated long enough, that's going to be diabetes.
Yep.
Interesting.
Right. So then we're going to have pancreatic issues. We'll just kind of blanket cover that. And then also generalized sensitivities to cortisol. So cortisol it's meant to be a normal stress hormone, particularly spikes in the morning, meant to wake you up and get you moving. Okay?
That tracks.
But if we have this at elevated levels for too long, universally throughout the body, the effects become diminished. So you're not going to get the extra boost of strength or whatever you're going to have. And this is what I always have to tell people. Cortisol at high levels causing insensitivities causes what I call wired but tired.
Oh, that feeling all too much.
That's the meme where people are saying, like, I can yawn with 180 beats per minute.
That is, right? You're wired, and usually it causes sleep disruption is kind of one of the most common things.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't sleep, your mind keeps racing, but you're just too fatigued to actually perform any kind of action. So I know this becomes like a little like heavily involved, and I would trust me, like when we're there at the Patriot Games, when we're at the APAC, I love to explain things and I love talking to people, but nobody wants to because everyone's like, I just want something. I got 2 minutes. I got to get load. And that's why I'm so happy to come here. And I always tell people, like, of course, we think that we've made a product that perfectly kind of combats these effects, and we think that it's perfect for the community at large. Even if you didn't take our product, please consider this.
Just this information.
This is just, just generalized information. Please consider that your excess caffeine, wherever you get that from, is causing long-term detrimental effects in your body.
Which product? Please say Tactical Snacks.
Tactical Snacks is the best thing next to Workout Nutrition 400.
Good.
But yeah, and that's what, I always like to educate, especially my patients, whenever I see them. Like, I know we get a little technical, but it's very pertinent, and I like to empower people with knowledge so you understand, like, when I tell you, like, no, don't do this or do this, this is why. And so hopefully that helps somebody.
Absolutely.
What would you recommend for a daily dosage of caffeine to where it wouldn't create?
Good. And that's going to kind of transition to where I always say that I think, and again, this varies person to person, and there's going to be, like, this will get a lot of responses from people, but
we'll see.
We love responses.
Yeah.
We live for them.
We'll see.
50 to 100. Okay. 50 to 100 should be more than enough to cause the effects that you want to do.
Okay.
All right. Because if you don't want to overload it, you don't want to cause the tolerance issue, but you still want the desired effect.
Okay.
Right.
So 50 to 100, just to kind of give you an idea, a normal cup of coffee has approximately 75 to 125, again, depending on your coffee and what else you put in it. So this is, I'd say, the general recommended amount. Now, people hear that and they can't stomach it because they're so used to doing like 2 or 3 of these a day.
Yeah.
Right. But I would argue,
I heard an audible scoff from the future.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds lame.
That's a down payment on my interest rate. I need about 1,200 to 1,500. Just
Sounds
wake
like
up.
he's talking bad about Monster.
so
Greg's already turned the podcast off.
sorry.
Well, so my follow-up question is, obviously, we're talking probably 1 cup of coffee is what that sounds like. And,
Right.
What about those of us who are already too far gone? Already too far gone. Those of us who have already been drinking 2 or 3 of these a day or however many.
This would be no different than any other kind of drug. Like, are you too far gone? Possibly. Like, it's hard for me to determine. I don't know your medical history, right? And I don't know what effects you're having. But you certainly, like even like alcohol, good example. Like, am I too far gone to stop drinking? I'd be like, no, of course not. I'm going to invite you to stop drinking.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
You big dummy.
But I do understand too, this would be like anything else. Like example, whenever we want to treat somebody who has like a benzodiazepine dependency.
Sure.
I don't want to cut you off cold turkey. That would be setting you up for failure. Right. So certainly I would say, all right, if we have to step it down and you're doing, let's just say 600 a day, like, okay, then we got to, take a leap down to 300 daily.
Okay.
See how that goes. And
So
then,
one can, 8 from 2. Try that out.
I'll try that out, and you're gonna get used to it. Yes, will you have some rebound headaches? Of course you will. Will you be a little bit more tired? Yes, but again, your body's been here.
How many are you drinking a day?
I'm using me as an example. I don't drink more than 2 a day, and that's like not a daily situation. But I am coffee. Like I'm a freedom guy in the morning, and
I have a freedom in the morning.
When I'm midway through the day, I'm experiencing the wired but tired. I crack a monster, and I get through the second half. I pick myself back up and run on the curves to get through the day.
Oh, my.
Grab me by the
But it's nice to know that there's a different way I could be doing things.
You know you can make coffee more than once a day, right?
Dude, I don't talk about it. I do. Sometimes.
Make it. Have an iced coffee. Like,
right.
I'm sorry, Greg. Don't put that shit in your body. Come on.
Sorry, Greg. Sorry, Greg. You're too. If anyone's too far gone, Greg.
Oh,
That shit myself.
how bad are energy drinks for athletes? Are we talking?
Especially
Because that's
game day.
Correct.
You're getting ready to line up. You're slamming up.
How bad is my day going to be after I just cranked a monster before Patriot Games?
Sure. So we kind of like circling back to here, you're going to get the wired sensation and the jitteriness. And this is why we specifically wanted to tailor this energy drink. The energy drinks are too high, and our energy supplementation, we wanted to make sure that you didn't have the jitteriness.
I gotcha.
Now, and the reason why the War Honey, why we based it off of honey is back to that basket example.
The slow release.
It will be a slow release. We kind of piggyback off of the Tupelo honey, which is native here to Florida, which we harvest ourselves.
Oh, very
that
cool.
Tupelo honey has
That's
a
going to
higher
be my question.
yeah. And it has a higher fructose to glucose concentration. Okay? The higher your fructose concentration, the lower your glucose concentrations when it comes to honey, will cause a lower glycemic index. And just think of the glycemic index being how fast and how readily will the sugar get in and get out of your body. So if we want to compare it to other just like regular store-bought honey that has higher glucose concentrations.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that higher glucose, but that too can cause as a crash as well. That's usually the carbohydrate load crash that you get. And people are more familiar when it happens with pizza, spaghetti, something like that. That's the carbohydrate kind of crash that's occurring. And that's also what we wanted to avoid. So we wanted a nice slow transition point with that Tupelo. So again, back to the basket example that we want you to be able to get the caffeine that we put in, the 50, I want you to get all 50 milligrams of that caffeine.
Okay.
When you're loading up with the 200, 300, remember it's going fast across the table, and maybe you can only get 100 or so, whatever it might be. But the others, just it's moving too fast. The vehicle transportation is just too fast for you to readily absorb. And
So the honey is way more efficient when it comes to that too, it sounds like.
correct. So it's healthier for you. It has antioxidants. It's antimicrobial properties. It has better uptake within your body. It's less oxidative stress on your liver, on your kidneys. So
Where's the honey you have? Where's the honey?
there we go. Yeah, so of course we have gifts, obviously. So here's our 12 pack.
Thank you.
Calm down, George. You have to look.
We also wanted to give you one of our patches. We put this on our
patch board.
Buddy.
Yeah, we always throw that. We put it on our kids' gis when they do jiu-jitsu.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we promote them too. So when we head up, of course, we always bring extra.
This
Always
one
need one of these.
absolutely.
Right. And we also just wanted to give you, this is just the honey. This doesn't have any of the caffeine or the other
Just like complete
electrolytes.
raw honey.
Just the complete raw honey. We people been asking, like, hey, we like this, but we want to put it, like, we want to cook with it. We want to put it in our tea and our coffee. I don't want the extra caffeine. Do you have just the honey? Yes, we do.
Nice.
There's just the honey.
Those are awesome.
So, ironically, I
You need this? I actually don't want it. I'm actually not interested in it now, Stefan.
I gotta open this.
So you guys do everything. You're not just doing, okay.
Yeah, and we kind of like to explore, honestly, and I'll kind of get back to that in some. So these some stickers for everybody.
God.
So
This guy knows his audience.
yeah, no,
Stickers and patches.
stickers, patches. Yep, we got it. So
That's fine. We're going to go ahead and add you live right now to the laptop here.
All right.
Very cool stuff. Well, I know we've got a billion questions for you here. I want to hear more about the bees.
sure.
I came for the bees.
So for the bees, sure. Jake has his own farm in Plant City.
Okay.
All right, so when we were kind of doing the research, and this kind of like throwback to the 2018, 2019, it's like, okay, we saw this junk. We didn't want this junk. And originally, we were just going to make it for ourselves. Like, okay, we kind of want another solution to the problem as we see it. So we're like, okay, well, what should we do? Like, how are we going to make a product that can both give us energy, however, not make us crash, and has no preservatives? That was a big thing for us. We wanted no preservatives in it. So this is where I have to admit my ignorance, my stupidity. So aside from being family medicine board certified, I also carry a certification in wound care. Now, historically, wound care, throughout the ages, honey has always been utilized as a means for bandaging, as a means for as a means to just fight off infections. Now, you would think I would know that, remember that, and sort of like tie these two together. I did not. So,
Just my happenstance.
so Jake and I always do like a weekly like Bible study just together, just to kind of keep in the Word. And we kept on reading like Old Testament passages, like a land filled with milk and honey. Of course, Samson pulls honey from the lion that he kills. So it's like it's coming at us, honey, honey, honey. And Jake and I are dumb, so we didn't pick up on it. But eventually, we got the idea that like, okay, maybe we should look at honey. And that's when I was like, oh yeah, honey would be great. And here's why. And I should know this medically. And we've been kind of pondering it for months.
Dancing around it. The answer's always right in front of you.
Yeah. So that's how we landed on honey, and then that's when we started coming up with, well, honey causes a lot of sugar spikes. So what kind of honey could we go for that would not cause that quick spike, quick crash? And that's when we did our research. Again, we got so lucky with the Tupelo honey. Tupelo's a tree mainly growing here in the Central Florida, Northern Florida, Southern Georgia region. I think it also is in Mississippi as well.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like a southeast tree.
I'm looking at you, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's 100% there. We have the entire town named after it.
So,
Tupelo?
yeah. So
Wait, that's not for you.
What?
What? Brought it.
You don't need that right now.
I don't need this right now?
Not if you've had 3 monsters.
I haven't had 3 monsters.
2.5. There's one still
there you go.
still in the car.
I think I found the problem with your shooting, Jeremy.
But we got lucky in that when we finally did our research and we saw what the glycemic index was from this honey, we're like, okay, this is the perfect vehicle and it's right in our backyard. Like things are lining up exactly like they should be. So we had the honey. We knew we wanted to caffeinate it to a degree, but we just had to find out like what that magic number was, and that was just guinea pig testing for a long time. So every time I would, tell them like, okay, we're going to test a batch. So we would make a batch. We'd have to make a large enough batch so that it would mix evenly.
Sure.
But we also had to deprive ourselves. I said we got to just lay off caffeine for a week to see how we will respond to different dosages. So, and that's what we started like, okay, I think this is too much. Let's just try 150. So I would try 150. We would do it. Again, then he has a range right in his backyard he has like 20 plus acres that
nice.
He's got the bees and he's got everything. So we would take it, we would kind of give it, 10, 15, let it settle in, let's go shoot. Are we shaking? And then we would kind of simulate, all right, well, let's do just some burpees and shoot and see just how we would do. And it turns out we're not good shooters. But but eventually, like tailoring that and over months, we're like, oh, okay, I think 50 is the right amount. We feel energized enough that we can perform.
Okay.
All the exercises that we need to. We don't have any dehydrating effects from the caffeine itself.
Sure. And
we're not getting pulled off target because of our jitteriness. So it seemed to be like 50 was the magic number for us.
All right. Hey, tested results.
Oh, for months,
So what would a day of eating these look like at a Patriot Games? What would you recommend? How does that work? So I show up, I'll check in, and then I immediately take one of these, and then how do you space it out? Help me out.
I'm doing one per stage, or
I would not recommend doing one per stage. Although I should lie, I'm like, yes, one per stage, so you buy more.
I'll sell some bags. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
No, but that would be a dishonest way. I would say again, we think like the 50 to the 100 is about an appropriate level. Like when you show up to let's say do stage 1, it's usually early in the morning. It's not as hot. Like hopefully you're well rested, you're well hydrated. Reality is you likely should not need the product at that time.
Okay.
So stage 1, stage 2, I don't really see people necessarily needing. Of course, that varies. When we were Immokalee or it'll be like hot and humid there, so that might kind of change it up a little bit. And especially if you start off at that pull-up bar and sand pit kind of stage.
Depending on where you start, you may want to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you start at 360, you might be okay. You start at deadlift, you might want to crank one.
Right. So it all varies, but I would say
salts, war god honey.
Yeah.
Right.
But I would say around stage 3 or 4, that's kind of when I think people are starting to feel the fatigue.
Sure.
So the muscular fatigue is setting in. So that kind of brings us up to the other ingredients within the packet itself.
Okay.
So we always pride ourselves that there's absolutely zero preservatives and there's no kind of sugar additives here. Everything that you're tasting is coming directly from the honey itself. The 50 milligrams caffeine is coming from guarana. All right. Now, we chose guarana, naturally sourced. Again, we didn't want it to be a synthetic caffeine. All right. So then we also added salt, so Baja sea salt.
Okay.
Potassium, magnesium, and ginger. So we have electrolytes and we have an anti-inflammatory. So what also happens during these events as well? Yes, you might get fatigued, in terms of mental concentration, but what's also going to happen is you're going to become dehydrated. And when we become dehydrated, we cramp. Body's natural response.
Sure.
And why are we cramping? We're losing electrolytes. We're sweating, and we're just not replenishing at the rate that we need. This vehicle immediately launches those electrolytes into your body. Okay. And then magnesium helps. So we have the sodium, potassium to help with the generalized muscular contraction.
Yep.
Magnesium to help you relax so you don't have any kind of cramping. And then we have the ginger as an anti-inflammatory.
All right. You covered every base.
We tried. So
okay.
And I do have to give credit. Honestly, all the credit should go to Jake. Jake is the one who's I think we should go with this. Sure. And then I was like, okay, let me kind of see it from the scientific perspective. Sure. But he's really kind of the brains behind this.
The mad scientist back there.
He's the mad scientist. And he has such an intuitive idea about all these things. So, let's give it another update. He's looking to try to utilize, because we also have cows on the land, doing our own protein supplement that we're going to call Dust and Bone. Protein creatine, excuse me.
Awesome.
So, and again, we're going to kind of see where that goes. Yeah. He's the mad scientist with that. So,
all right. With that
get him on the ground floor on that one.
What's daily creatine user?
Seriously.
All about that. So what's Jake's background?
So Jake, and this is going to be so funny. So I've known Jake for 11, 12 years now, something in that ballpark. Jake was in the Navy and did a lot of like top secret communication and intel things. I have no idea exactly what Jake does because it's all like top secret stuff. He works at McDill now. You know, he's with CENTCOM.
Jake's comms nerd. He's still a comms nerd.
He's got that part to it. He's definitely got the comms nerdy part, but you know, he definitely also is like that, like you said, that mad scientist.
Yeah.
He's that mad scientist. He loves shooting. He loves being active.
That's awesome.
But he does this. I don't even know what he does, honestly, because he can't talk about what he does.
Yeah.
It just flows freely.
Yep. So,
We know he
makes it
does
work.
something. We just don't know.
Yeah, I know he's talking to generals all day long, and I don't even know what's going on.
It's awesome. Well, he's definitely in the right space to be trying to get this stuff out there. You know, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, we built it like, yes, with the tactical athlete in mind, but then we're like, this would be perfect for troops. This should be what's in MREs. This is something that they could take on patrols.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember.
Does it have the shelf life to stay in MRE?
That's
Honey doesn't go bad.
Honey, and that's excellent that a point that you bring up. Honey does not go bad. Literally,
There you go.
There's archaeological digs that still find honey pads. Granted, there's dust in it, so that might you not eat that part. But
Sure.
when you go down and you actually get the honey, it's still good. Why? Honey is loaded with antioxidants. It's loaded with its own antibacterials, which is why it was so heavily utilized in wound care in ancient times.
Interesting. Can you imagine the morale boost if you cranked open an MRE and you pulled one of these out?
Oh, that would be rad.
If you got stuck with a vegetarian omelet, but at the end of the day you still have the War God honey pack, you'd be like, you know what? Today's not going to be that bad, actually.
And and I always notice too, like in the worst ones, veggie omelet's a good example.
the one.
There's always like Skittles or something, and they're like, thinking, no, this is the bad ones. We need to make it up to you. So
I would fight for the M&Ms.
yeah.
God, I don't think any of you were in for maybe Brian caught the tail end of it for the back when we had the dark brown bags
Oh, yeah.
and a ham slice.
The ham slice and the wieners.
The Frankfurters.
Holy
There was a ham slice, and if you got that MRE, it was just, you knew that you had pissed off something.
Yeah.
I've been given the slice.
Some higher power hated you that
It was
day.
worse than if you
man.
pried open a Spam jar.
It was a block of pressed ham,
with the
processed
gluten
ham.
on- the gelatin.
Yes, the like
oozing off of it.
congealed ooze coming off of it. And there was nothing you could do.
There, I wouldn't touch it. I'm going to be hungry today, boys.
I opened one of those. We were at.
You'll never trade it.
Looks like I'm going to sleep for dinner, boys.
We were training at Quantico one time for some reason, and Quantico has all of these like wild dogs running around on it for some reason. And one of those, they get up around Joe's Marines Army, and they like because they know that somebody's going to feed.
Yeah.
Dude, we chucked a ham slice at one of those dogs, and they would not touch it.
Yep. That says
food.
enough, right?
I remember, I can tell you how long ago it was. I took a picture of it with a disposable camera of the dog smelling it. And then there's one picture of the dog smelling it and one picture of the dog walking away. It's still sitting there. Like, that tells you all you need to know about that.
Unbelievable.
Those are terrible. They are better now. They are a lot better now.
Dude, the first time I saw that beige bag with the vegetarian option that had the cheese tortellini in it, I was like, man, this is high living.
That was not
Moving up.
No,
That was
not at all. Especially when you put it in the heater and lean it up against a rock
or something. Come here, Brian. I need something.
You lean right up against me.
Are we fooling ourselves by pretending that zero sugar monsters and Red Bulls are better for us than the non ones? And are they worse? Give me some clarity on there.
Sure. So when we see something that says zero sugar, and I kind of this is where I always have to tell patients because they think well, I'm drinking Diet Coke, thus I am doing better. Right. Well, the reality is that when the FDA puts all these labels, we don't have anything that has nutritional facts, and you look at it and it says sugars, right? That's glucose.
Okay.
Right. That's what we're focusing on. But when you have a sugar additive, Splenda, other things like that.
Yep.
That sweetens things, and though they say, there's no calories in Splenda, it's like, well, first off, yes, there is. It's just that you're defining calorie as how much glucose is there. Like it's a definitional.
Interesting.
So that's part one. Part two is that what do these sugar additives do internally, especially at the pancreas? The pancreas is what releases insulin. Insulin allows us to bring in blood sugar, right? Yep. So it becomes an insulin insensitivity and a pancreatic issue when we put these other additives in there.
Interesting.
So we talked about kind of like the body's responses with glycemic indexes and like how the sugar is generally processed. It comes into the blood.
Yep.
Our body senses like, hey, we ate something. We need to store this sugar. So it sends the signal to the pancreas. Let's make, it's called glucose transportation 2 and 4. Again, this is getting too big into it, but keep it going.
You're driving right now and you can't turn this off. Listen to the science.
That's it.
So that process, again, should happen at an appropriate rate, appropriate speed,
Okay.
appropriate internalization of the sugar. The sugar additives and are going to mess that process up.
Okay.
And that's why eventually you just have higher sugar levels, because literally that sugar hasn't gotten the signal to come into the cells, and also your body has just become desensitized to insulin's response. So I always tell people, like, if you're going to drink soda, like, please don't, but if you do drink soda, just drink regular old soda. Don't like fool yourself by thinking like, oh, I'm doing these sugar additives, it's better. It's like, it's really not. So it's,
You heard it here first, folks.
Right?
That's
If you're going to drink a Coke,
but don't drink soda, drink water is better.
Yeah.
So what got you in the space of the TAC Fit community?
Sure. So when we first had this, our first concept that we kind of like talked about, it's like, wow, this would probably be really good for our military. Why? Energy, you're not going to get jittery.
Yeah.
Or more jittery. I mean, we've all been shot at. People get scared, like, you're going to shoot like shit anyways. But assuming that you're good, we don't want to have compounded additives to that. You don't want to get extra jittery, especially like when adrenaline's going. So Jake and I always love doing like CrossFit and kind of like more functional strength training. Mm-hmm. That's kind of been like our more favorite thing. And then we ran across like, oh, well, there's the tactical athlete and there's Patriot Games.
Yeah.
So, like, we're doing CrossFit and we're shooting. And I'm like, this is like manna from heaven. This is perfect, you know? So we thought like, well, if we think it's good for military and law enforcement, like this would be perfect in this setting as well. Because literally it's almost like a combat simulation with this environment. So that's why it's like, this just seemed like a natural transition.
Who did you meet first? Like, what was your introduction to a tactical game? Was it Patriot Games?
It was Patriot Games. Yeah, it was Patriot Games. It was Jesse.
Nice.
So we reached
out
out
Jesse.
to Jesse. So much credit goes to him. He was very kind and, of course, allowing us to come to the events themselves. And that's kind of just where it took off, honestly.
That's awesome.
And then we're getting ready. Are you caught up to the Sawmill?
Unfortunately, I can't go up to Sawmill. I have too many patients, and it's not going to work with my scheduling. And Jake is doing whatever Jake does. So whatever
Secret Jake stuff.
Yeah,
No.
whatever that might be. So unfortunately, we won't be at Sawmill. We sent samples. We still wanted to support the community, so everyone's getting a sample up there. So Jesse has it. He'll be distributing that, but we can't be there ourselves.
We'll be spreading the word for
Right? Thank you.
Definitely.
Appreciate it. We really do.
Slapping energy drinks out of his hands in the morning.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
That'd be a good commercial.
That would be a good.
Yeah. There you go. We recognize too that we're coming into a space where so many people have been so inundated and literally ingrained within them. Like, oh, energy drink, it's good, and I should have more caffeine because it's better for me. So it's really hard to break that stigma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we come from a group and community of people where it's not uncommon to see energy drinks permanently in their hand at some point.
Right, and I get it, I do, and this is why I love the opportunity to really educate people.
Yeah,
it's like, look, okay, if you're doing an energy drink, at least understand.
Yeah.
We don't have to remember all the biochemistry. We don't need to be experts. Just know though, long term, this is what's happening.
Yeah, a 300 milligram Monster is not to be slammed. If you space it through the day, it's probably a little bit better for
I mean, if you were to do that, more like
why would you do that?
Why would you do that? So you're microdosing your energy drinks, right? So
I'm gonna take a shotgun.
Save that
Time to start the day. Microdosing, boy. That's his medicine. 300 milligrams of the good stuff. Punching it with a key. I'm literally going to refer to it as 300 milligrams of the good stuff from here on.
That's really good stuff. 300 milligrams of the good stuff right there. Doc sent me.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, after this conversation, you've genuinely made me not want to drink energy drinks anymore.
Yeah, I would say, like, I want you to think about it. Like, that's what, like,
mission accomplished.
right. And I always tell, like, as a physician, I always explain this to patients. Like, look, it's like we're on a road trip together, right? You're the driver, and I'm here in the passenger seat, and I have the map, right? And I went to school to read this map, and I can tell you which exit we should go on, and there's a gas station here and what to do. But ultimately, you have the hands on the wheel,
driving,
and you're driving, right? So, and that's where, and it's my job to tell you, like, okay, you know, like, it looks like you're low on gas station in 2 miles. I think we should pull off and fill up here. That's my job. That's how I look at it. So,
take that information, use it or not. It's up to you.
It's up to you, bud. You're
not pushing this car.
That's right.
You are on your own.
That's your heart rate.
Yeah. And when you even get into that, like, you know, what does that do? You put yourself in a persistently tachycardic state. You have that high heart rate. What kind of stress?
So,
So, and that becomes another problem with excess cortisol, with the caffeine stimulation effect. You have this long-term effect on your heart, right? So your heart operates under something called the Frank-Starling curves and Frank-Starling law. So it basically says the amount of blood that comes into the heart. The heart is very intelligent in that it doesn't need to, like, think about it. It knows if I receive this much stretch, I need to provide this much rebound and contraction to push the blood out.
Okay.
Now, which is a good thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the heart needs to feed itself blood. Now, that only happens when the heart is in diastole or in the relaxation stage. So a normal heart rate goes between, again, 60 to 100 is kind of definitional, right? Okay. When you hit the 80 mark, right, if we have, we'll call this more relaxed heart time, and we'll call this just less relaxed, all right? If all the blood filling to the heart happens during a more relaxed state, when your heart rate is low, of course, appropriately low, not too low, because then you'll be dead.
Sure.
But if it
my resting heart rate's 50,
yeah,
fine.
But if we start pushing beyond like the 80 and above time, that relaxation phase and time frame becomes more and more diminished. Thus, we're getting less blood flow to the heart. What happens when we have less blood flow to the heart and the heart tissue and the heart muscle? It becomes extra stressed. Too much extra stress becomes one of two things. One, muscle death usually doesn't happen with people, so we don't need to go crazy. But this is, again, one of the mechanisms of why particular types of heart attacks happen and why states, like if you've ever heard of like atrial fibrillation, like, again, one of the contributing factors of why it's so dangerous. And then the second, And the second is that the heart doesn't want to have to continuously beat fast because it knows, like, I should not be beating fast. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get bigger and beefier. Now, initially we think like, oh, big muscle, good muscle. Right. But if you're talking about a confined space, because that beefiness builds up. Here, I'll take another paper, sir.
Internally.
All right, so if we have a poorly
photo of these real quick.
Oh, yeah, please show.
Post these on our Instagram.
So if we have a normal stylized heart and we get bigger and beefier walls, well, you have chambers in your heart that are meant to be particular sizes. All of this is the muscular tissue in between. If this gets bigger and beefier, these cavities become smaller and smaller, which means less and less blood is going in. So again, another issue. Now, granted, if you drank one energy drink, is your heart going to do this and are you going to die? No, not today. We're talking about long-term exposure over, likely years. Mm-hmm. But also, we all get older every day too, and this is not even counting on, like, are you eating healthy? Are you exercise properly? So it's like, if you're not eating healthy, if you're not exercising regularly and incorporating some sort of cardiovascular activity, and you're kind of exacerbating the issue with excess caffeine, making this heart push, and increasing the muscular size inappropriately. Like, things start stacking up, and there's going to be a tipping point. And this is also a performance, decrease as well.
Right.
So
episode is felt like an intervention for
Jeremy, you need help.
Jeremy, we need to talk.
That's fair.
Fair. feel like you're talking directly to me.
And Brian, you can use this even with your short most heart. Most hearts are intelligent. Not so much.
Motherfucker.
He's just got a bunch of springs in there and shit. That's all I know.
That's all right.
And not even the good ones. Not even titanium.
Just
No, gold medical grade.
It's just like hot metal in there.
They just clipped it off your safe.
Military grade.
They just clipped it off your safe. Stick it in his heart. It's fine.
good.
Open it up. Still got CLP on it. It'll slide.
That's right. It's fine.
So now I recall you saying that there's anti-inflammatory properties in here. Is this something that can assist your heart? Is this healthy for your heart? Is this something that I can take and it's gonna? I mean, it's not going to reverse anything, but
Correct. Unfortunately, like when it comes to like muscular damage or size, attenuations that happen in the heart, kind of the damage is done, right? But I mean, we're all relatively young. I don't think anybody's kind of having these issues. This is normally something exposed over long.
That's not me, Stefan. I wasn't big into energy drinks. It's genetic and it's clogging. It's different. It's not muscle.
got a big old muscular heart.
That's not my muscle.
So generalized, like when we talk about inflammation that happens in the body, again, everything should be happening in appropriate responses, right? A little bit of inflammation, good. It promotes, healing factors. It promotes, white blood cells to an area if we're talking about a bacterial infection. So it's like a responsible, appropriate amount of inflammation is okay. But whenever we start going a little bit more crazy with things, like asking our bodies, again, back to those papers, to do a little bit extra and a little bit more, that's when the problem starts to happen. So we put ginger in it because we knew that when doing these type of activities at the Patriot Games, at, Apex shooting, what have you, we wanted to start to stop the inflammation right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that was kind of like, no reason to wait. Let's hit it now.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic. I typically before anything I take a couple Advil or something because I already know I'm going to be.
It's going to be hurting a little bit. Right, and that's what it is, and it's meant to be. It's meant to be taxing on your body, which means you're using your muscles. Thus, the joints have to work, right? And we all have bad enough joints from the military, so
Yes, sir.
So this is just kind of helping with that.
That's really cool. I'm really excited. I've tried it. It tastes delicious. I picked up it came with the entry pack.
Entry bag, yeah.
So I had one. I tried it. I unfortunately did not take a video of me doing it. So
there's no proof of that.
There's no proof. It doesn't exist. It's not right.
Go for the ground.
Didn't happen.
Did it happen? No, it did not.
I am excited. I'm going to definitely adjust my lifestyle a little bit after this conversation here.
Yes.
It's the threat of a gum graft.
Yeah.
That's like the immediate damage, right?
A
there.
gum graft, a big old gorilla-sized heart, all these things.
When you're eating soup for 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's not good. That's not bad. That's torture.
I mean, your former partner could benefit from that.
Just a soup diet for a few
Cool guy.
Get him a big pot of honey like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, God.
That's a shirt.
Oh, we're going to get DM'd over that.
That's okay. I'm fine with it. Well, no, this is great.
That's a good one. That is a good one. It's just a big old.
So you guys are doing a bunch of stuff. Obviously, we talked about the honey. You mentioned the protein in the works. We got a little bit of beard oil here. Talk to me a little bit about what's going on here.
Yeah, so this is straight from Jake's mind, right? Smoked oud. So oud itself, oud is derived from a tannin and wax that comes from a specific southeastern tree. It's in Southeast Asia. So
That's really good.
So he just gets these ideas, I don't know where he gets it, where it comes from.
That's awesome.
It does have a nice smell.
Really nice, doesn't it?
It really smells nice.
And I lost my sense of smell. But back where I got that TBI, I lost my sense of smell too. So when everybody tells me that, I'm like, I'll take your word for it.
You can't smell anything.
I cannot smell anything at all. And I've had people didn't believe me because when I was in residency and I was in the hospital all the time, people would have things like C. diff and other people are they walk in the room and I'm just walking in clueless, obviously, and
Doc, how are you not doubled over? Everyone else is.
Right. But that's again, it really
That would
is
be
helpful.
a really good superpower in a hospital, though.
Yes.
A really good superpower on a boys' road trip is what
Windows rolled up.
No,
I don't care. And you're here with me.
You're only hurting yourself.
Definitely helps with wound care because everybody tells me like some of these wounds, these gangrenous wounds that we see are like
bad.
horrendous, and I'm like, if you say so, but obviously I
Interesting. Does that affect your taste at all?
Oddly enough, I don't think so. And why I say I don't think so is that I can taste things.
Okay.
Because it's usually, yes, the two are linked for the first cranial nerve. So you would think that like it would kind of go hand in hand. However, when like I eat an orange, I could tell I'm eating an orange. But now the big question would be like if you eat an orange and I eat an orange, like,
the same?
right, does it actually taste the same? And that's so subjective. Like, how do I know? So
That's interesting, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that because I know this stuff tastes delicious. So I hope we're both experiencing the same taste sensation. When I take this, you understand what that's like. So, yeah, grab me one, man. I mean, it's a little later, else I would probably be cranking one right now, you know.
I got a bit of a drive. It's all right.
There you go.
It'll be fine.
Are we doing this right now? You want to?
I'm not doing it.
All right, I'll do it.
I had the pre-workout earlier, so no.
yeah,
I'll have one.
I'll do one with you.
Yeah. I usually only have a cup of coffee a day anyway, so.
All right, I have an ignorant question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So I'm very tuned in with the youth, and I have
Got you.
Because you have a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old, you kind of have to be to have a conversation with them.
So if I gave one of these to the hubs, would they refer to me as chopped?
Would I be chopped up after? No. I have heard a lot about honey packets for erotic purposes.
Oh my God.
How does that, I don't understand the difference. Am I about to be ripped up after eating right now?
Well, I mean, this is a great opportunity to educate with anatomy and pathophysiology of how erections happen then.
You can use.
Welcome to the hot room.
Right.
Need a picture with a lot of diagrams there drawn up.
No.
I take this.
I went on the podcast.
Drew a dick. Standard marine activity.
That was my knife.
What'd you do today?
Yeah, this would be the only thing that people really took from the podcast. They'd be like, oh,
Man, he draws a really nice dick.
So I just got finished drawing this. You just look like
He's a veiny boy. He put shading on it.
You know any food that's shaped like dicks? The best kind.
the best.
I thought I was possessed by some dick.
So my only honey experience before this was not the horn, by the way.
Did you get a fucking honey packet from gas station?
No, I did not. But I had the another brand. It's like another bee themed one. You've probably seen at Target. I couldn't get through them.
Sure.
They were just
Is that what it was for?
yeah. It was in Hunt Centers. Have you ever seen those? They do like the stroop waffles, but they also
We're on two different topics. I'm still.
Yeah, he's still on this. I know what you were saying, but I knew where he still was.
but I was still on dicks.
Do you want to drink or something?
No, I'm good right now.
That's also why you want.
Right, so let's just get to the dick question. Just get it out of the way, right? So, would honey be a natural aphrodisiac? Would it help with erections? I mean, if it did, lose association, so I can't make that claim. Okay, right? If anything at all, especially because it's caffeinated, caffeine usually causes vasoconstriction in particular areas versus vasodilations in particular areas. And if we're talking about the penis,
We are.
so the vasodilatory effects that have to happen, again, stylized penis, I'm just going to draw a column.
Outstanding.
Right, so blood flow, the penis occurs.
Opportunity.
Right, opportunity to learn. It's always a good opportunity to learn something new.
This is educational, folks, please.
Absolutely. So blood flow, the penis comes in centrally and then it gets kind of tossed out in the external manner. So when there's vasodilation in the internal arteries of the penis, it engorges and it kind of traps the outflow from the venous complexes. So basically you have a bunch of blood trapped in the penis, thus this is why an erection happens.
This is not the scale, right? That's kind of.
Jesus, that's nuts. What are you working with, Doc?
Oh, gosh.
He is the god of war. Now we know where the name came from.
No, that's actually a good story, too, because, we always...
Where is this going?
So,
Stop me mid-song.
Because people always look at, because we always refer ourselves as like, yes, we are Christian, and we call ourselves a Christian company. But people look at kind of the branding, picture, they see the name, and they're like, well, how is this Christian? So first we always quote Exodus 15:3, which is kind of where the name came from, where it states that the Lord is a warrior, the Lord is his name. So originally we were going to say warrior God nutrition, but then we just decided just to hyphenate it down. We just thought it kind of sounded clunky to go like warrior God every time. So we just said warrior God. So that's kind of like where that came from. And then Jake and I both, of course, appreciate history and any kind of like warrior ethos history that goes into it, particularly the Crusaders and the Vikings. So, and we're talking about, the Crusaders has obvious natural Christian ties. And so that one's fairly obvious for us. But we often looked at the conversion Vikings in the 10th century, which were previously Norse mythology, made that conversion over to Christianity in the 10th century. So it's like, this is perfect. And we have our own like mini crusade, like we're trying to educate people to get off of these synthetic and manufactured caffeine options and make your way back to a more natural option. So it's kind of like our full story of like, where we got the name and like kind of like what we see as our sort of mission.
Well, it's awesome. It's a great name. It's a great branding. I love the story behind it. I think you guys have made a fantastic product here. And not just one, but multiple fantastic products here. I can only imagine if this honey's as good with the stand. Give us 5 seconds here, folks. I see the camera's flashing. We're going to go ahead and change the battery real quick, and then we'll jump right in. We will be right back. All right, guys, 5 seconds here. Let's go ahead and do the admin stuff.
Well, it took a little longer than normal, but it finally went off the rails.
Yeah. Well, we had to get smart first.
Hey, I took my mic off before I went to the bathroom.
Fatty.
I know. Yeah, my oldest son is like deathly allergic to all dander. So bad, yeah. How old is he? He's 20 now, so.
That's his problem now.
Yeah,
Right? Take him at his own decision.
Eli's allergic too, which is weird because we had a dog from before he was born,
And he was fine with it?
and he was fine. But you put him around any other dog, and it's a nightmare.
I know, because my two youngest, they want a pet, and it's like I just can't take the chance because it's like I'm not the type of person like if I get a dog or I get a cat, like I'm not gonna like take it in because I'm gonna view it as like literally as like one of my own children. It's gonna be part of the family, and I can't just like take it. Oh, it didn't work after a couple weeks. I'm gonna bring you back. I can't do it. So.
You're right. We're back.
Are we?
We're back.
All right, hang on. Now,
We have there. So salsa?
yeah,
Salsa water.
that's it.
How bad is that for him, Doc? Is that going to make his all shriveled?
I think you're okay. You're okay.
Plain water is just so boring. That's why it's either that or coconut water. Or mix them.
What are some things you can recommend in place of? So obviously we're talking about water. We're talking about it being kind of boring here and there. What is something that you would say an athlete should consider choosing over X? Obviously War God Honey for your
Replaces your monster.
energy. It replaces your energy drink.
Sure.
But what would a recommendation be, Doc, for some good tips for some of our athletes out there to maybe
Waking up Saturday morning, getting ready to go.
Yeah, there you go.
What's what we need to consume?
Well, this would be like similar to a conversation like if you were to go into combat. Like, what do I do like the night before combat? It's like the night before is too late. We had to already talk.
You don't usually get to pick when combat happens.
Yeah. But like the training and everything else that needs to happen before you leave, right? So it's like I kind of put it that way. Like the supplementation in terms of the food and the hydration should be happening days leading up to that event. So, but if you're like, oh, okay, I cannot do plain water, just I can't stomach it, it's not for me. Just adding whole fruit to it to try to give it some taste for yourself. Okay. Like if you're like into orange taste or lemon lime. Get some water, slice up a lemon, slice up a lime, throw it in.
Drop it in there. Okay.
So, I think that's a good natural alternative that you could utilize. Or if you want to do something like Powerade, Gatorade, whatever it might be, just take a little bit to get that electrolyte replenishment, but then water it down.
Okay.
So that would be kind of like my 2 recommendations to people.
Can I ask you if we've been giving bad advice out? We have been very vocal supporters of Uncrustables during matches.
No, that's not a bad thing because
A lot of
needed to make sure.
the community.
Jeremy asked him the tough question. Hard-hitting questions. Today's the day.
It's always good because people often, and this is again another problem with other energy supplements, I kind of relate it to people that it's like a car. Energy supplements are like the nitrous oxide. Okay. Nitrous oxide gives a good boost to a vehicle.
Sure.
Right? But if you just crank that nitrous oxide for too long, you're going to crap out the engine. Right?
Yep.
What does the engine? And what does a car really need? It needs gasoline. Right? It needs fuel. And what is fuel? It's calories. What is calorie? Like you said, it's food.
Yep.
Right? So during these events, whatever you can stomach, that's like considered like palatable and like more lightweight for you. Like I wouldn't recommend eating again like a bunch of like mom's spaghetti before, but whatever you could find that is easy. I think like peanut butter jelly, like the peanut butter jelly sandwich is something like that's a really good idea.
Fruit Uncrustables are two of like the big staples that we recommend. Pickles are a good one.
Good too. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything that we're not mentioning there that you would say folks might want to consider? What's something that you kind of find a little bit more easy to eat or digest when you're running around? And
so I like to do fruit. I like to supplement fruit. Again, it has that readily available easily bio uptake for immediate energy. Yep. But I like to supplement a little protein, so I will eat like a small chicken wing or something like that as well. So I'm getting a little bit of protein, but I have like the main carbohydrate source, which is what you're really going to be looking for.
So you're not going to supplement a shake. You're going to eat a whole food for that.
Yes, and I specifically say that because your protein, like wheys and casein proteins, they have a propensity, like when it hits the gastric acid in your stomach, it will kind of clump up, right? So, and that's why usually people feel like very bloated when they have those. So casein is, kind of notorious for that, which is why it was always recommended, like, have it at night. Why? Because when it gets in there, it's going to have that kind of, I just call it like a clumping effect, and it's a slow digester, right? So if it's slow digesting, I mean, yes, it gets into your system, that's good, but if we're talking about something like a tactical event, wherever that may be, you want something that gets into the system that's replenishing kind of those fuel sources. Like you need gasoline in a car to make it go. And you can try to nitro boost something all you want, but if there's no gasoline in the tank, you're not going anywhere.
That makes sense. Okay. That tracks.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's no way I'm treating a tactical event like, deployment or anything, because everybody gets mad at you when you rub one out in Porta John.
It takes too long.
Well, it does when I'm in there with you.
It's honestly, it's not even hot enough to get it moving. Like, it's Florida.
That's just weird. We're crossing the streams. That was fine. Yeah, I didn't mind. You had to take it up a notch.
And you just started pulling, man. I don't know.
You just slow down. Awesome. And there was only one in Okeechobee, so we were
was only one.
It's better than the one at Immokalee.
Dude, I put the fucking flag in and all that. They had to stand up on that. No,
they had like one Porta John at that event.
Yeah, that was Okeechobee.
Yeah, it was Okeechobee.
At Immokalee, there was one where the urinal side of it was broken, and if you started peeing in it,
they would just went on the floor. Like, I was not even waiting in line.
That was so stupid. I'm sure the people outside were like, what the hell's going on? Because I was like,
It's not me!
I got the poo on me.
Oh, that was fixing up at.
It's just an old crapper tank. That's not here, folks. Well, what do you do for fun, man? So you're here in Florida. You're not too far from us. Are you an avid fisherman, hunter? What do you do out there?
So a lot of my fun has disappeared. Honestly, being a physician, I know.
That's it.
A lot of most of my time, honestly, being a physician and kind of doing this company it just takes over so much time, and I kind of have like my own like internal hierarchy. Like, yes, I need to be a physician. I have a duty to the patients that I serve, so it's like I have to get that done. But like once that's finished, like my time immediately goes to my kids. Like that's what it has to, So I mean, I do stuff with them, but if you're talking about like personal fun, it's like it's out the window.
This is it. We got 2 hours of personal fun time right now.
No, every once, like I'd say once a week, I get to go out to Plant City. Jake and I always meet minimum once a week.
That's awesome.
Either we're product testing, we're kind of brainstorming things, and of course we're there, so we have to shoot. So
obvious.
You got 20 acres, you got to shoot on.
You're obviously in great shape. You're shooting. You're super health conscious. Are you ever going to compete in any of the Patriot Games?
Yeah, so once I think that we feel more comfortable, because we're going to have like the wives come out, the kids come out, because we want to get them involved in this as well.
Absolutely.
So like both competing and obviously doing kind of the business with us. And then once we feel like comfortable enough where one of us like, okay, Jake, you can do this competition, I'll hold down the fort here, and just kind of flip-flop it. So yes, I mean, that is definitely in our future.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. It'll be a lot of fun and having you out there with us,
That'll
around
be
the
nice,
sand and me and Psychos out there. So,
Nobody's mean.
yeah, everyone's having a good time out there.
And we know a great podcast for starters. Where they get all that information. Start.
Where to go, who to train with.
Yeah, all this. How not to look like a tactical tough guy. Not dropping any names.
Novice, right?
Ready to come out and get 10th place in novice.
Oh, yeah, we got some fun friends out there. never a dull day.
Don't sandbag.
Sure. No sandbagging. Can't do that. So let me ask you this, because I guess my next question would be, where can we purchase it? On the website, obviously?
Correct, and that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
Because we exclusively are on the website. A big thing that Jake and we want to keep this like as in control of us as possible. Like, I don't want it to get commercialized. I don't want to ever, I don't mind, because how we make these is that we get these empty packets and Jake and I will have to put it in our own dispensers and we have to hand crank them all.
That's crazy.
Wow. So every time you see it, it's like we did not industrialize this in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if we have to make 10,000 by hand. That is what we're going to do.
That's awesome.
And that's why we want to get, eventually our dream would be to, kind of pass this on to the children, get the kids involved, have them be a part of it. Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
My oldest son is getting into it. Jake's oldest is, he's the one that puts all the labels on it.
Very cool.
Yeah, shout out to Hunter for that.
Great job. Hunter, that's straighter than anything I've ever done in my life.
My kids have done that. Been on their crooked, upside down.
Look at this. I'm doing it my own style.
My son would be on his phone and slapping him up there. Just what he's doing. That was mom. Don't put Jack down like that. Are you still mad at Jack? No, we're fine. Okay. We're fine. Are you fine or are you fine? We're best friends again. We're excited to compete in Napalm Bay. That's what we're
Okeechobee.
That's why I said Napalm.
Are they coming?
To what?
To both. Persona.
Jack? I don't know if Jack's coming. I don't think Jack wants to come.
Eli's going. He wants to be our editor.
That's fine.
Please, job. Take it away from me.
Eli wants to be a competitor?
No, editor.
Oh, editor.
Our editor. Then I was like, I'm sure we can come up.
My premiere. Let him have that.
I was like, man, that's a bold strategy, throwing him into a 2-day event.
13 years old.
Not a kid.
Better swim, son.
All right, here we go.
That's awesome. I guess another question would be, was there any chance that we'd ever come out to Plant City and check out the operation?
We'd love to have you guys. Yeah, we'd love to have you out. Just come out, see how we do things. If nothing else, we every time we're out there, we grill and we shoot. It's our favorite thing to do. Come on out. Always invited. Always.
Amazing. Yeah, that sounds like a great time. We'll definitely take you up on that one of these days. We'd love to see the operation. I mean, I'm a big fan of local businesses. You guys are literally our next door neighbors. You're awesome folks. You're making an awesome product. So anything we can do to support and help out and just push the brand.
And that's
we're here for you.
And this has been such a welcoming community. Since we're talking about, we kind of talked about that. It is. Honestly, you know how it is when you first you want to break into this circle.
Yeah.
You're always the outsider and you feel that way. But even from the get go, right away. Everyone was just completely welcoming to us. We set up next to Brian Lilly, the first
Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Tactical marketing. He's like, let me help you out.
So, but he's the one that kind of helps stuff. Hey guys, we'll help you set up. That's awesome. So it was really welcoming of him to do that. So we knew we were in the right territory.
Yeah, it's good to hear. We talk about community all the time. So hearing just a anecdotal story that doesn't involve us about the community reinforces what we talk about all the time.
Yeah. He's one of the it's a good way of putting that. As far as our community goes, he's right there on the I don't want to say hanger on, but he's right there.
He's not a hanger on. He's not fringe. He's all a part of it.
He's just part of the group.
We don't see him as much.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He doesn't know all of them, but he's definitely part of the core group of masters athletes.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And nothing against the elites or your intermediates or any of that, but the masters athletes in particular seem to really be be the ones that want to do the outreach side of it. They want to put their arms around people because we're all excited about it. We love it.
Right.
90% of why we go to these events is just to hang out with each other.
Right.
So just an excuse to get together.
Yeah.
It really is.
Right? But no, it's because we're older and we see it and we're looking at I do look at the novice guys, look at the younger intermediate, like, look, you're the future. So it doesn't make sense for us to gatekeep, to FUD, the space is welcoming. What do you need?
Yeah. Right.
What do you know everything? What you need ammo. Yes. You want to train, you want to come to CrossFit.
It goes beyond that too, because when you think about it, we're trying to build the future, but you're also trying to, and I've said it before on this podcast, trying to change opinions on the evil black rock.
AR.
And actually, I got reminded of this today in my, my Chop Dunk Facebook memories. So last year, the only reason why I saw this is because I posted it on Instagram, and Facebook will show you Instagram memories as well. But Jacob Hepner has done a really good job of trying to bring elite level CrossFit athletes that are towards the end of their games career. Some of them will probably go into masters, the master CrossFit Games masters divisions, things like that. But he's really trying to bring them in. And especially, folks, there's a guy named Sam Dancer. And Sam Dancer is a California boy. He is, whatever's going on in California, that's what he believes. He doesn't want anything to do with guns. He thinks they're evil. And Hepner brought him out to that. And he went on Instagram and made this big post about, before this event, I hated guns. I hated everything about them. Thank you, Hepner, for inviting me. This has completely opened my eyes and changed my opinion about the people that are doing these events on top of that. So it's, and not saying that, Tactical Games, Patriot Games, tactical fitness events are going to change all of America's opinion, but you get one, that's a multiplier.
Right.
They go and they tell their friends about how fun it is, and then their friends who may think everything should be banned start going, if Sam's over there doing it, it can't be all bad.
How scary can it be? Because you're getting that force multiplier, you're getting eyes on it, and then you look at the community as a whole. Everyone is in pretty good shape. So there's a discipline there. You have to be disciplined and safe with the rifles. And always just, it's not full send with some of them, but sometimes it happens. But it shows that it's a discipline. It's a martial art of firearms. And if you can bring, if you can bring people into that, be like, hey, we're not just out here, shooting randomly. You have to look at this discipline and see it as that.
It's not the weird gun store guys.
No,
right.
Yeah, it's not the guy with the.
How much is that 1911?
It's not the dude with the equalizer on his head.
Yeah, right. So, did I ever tell you guys a story about my ex-wife? And she watches this podcast, so she'll think this is funny. About my ex-wife and I took her to Homestead. I think I was 3 years ago. I took her to Homestead. So we go to Homestead and we're sitting around, and I go out to my first stage. She will be the first to admit she went down there as a courtesy for me. She had no interest in it whatsoever. And she didn't go to my first stage. And first stage was on that backside where Romeo was.
Homestead?
Power truck. So there's a long range in Homestead. And it's way away from the athlete village. Yep. So when I come back, I'm still recovering from whatever we did that day. And I sit down, I take all my stuff off, I sit down. And she looks over at me, she leans in, and Marie is not the quietest person in the world. So if she whispers, it's usually something serious. She goes, what the hell kind of event did you bring me to? And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, this is not what I was expecting. Everyone around here is super fit. They're in shape. And I'm looking at myself. I'm like, what did you think that I was doing?
I am here and I am average. What are you talking about? How was it? They're all better than me. It's the children and the women. Every single one of them.
I know.
Show up.
Too funny, man.
What are you going through over there?
This is about the Apex here. I just wanted to get the date right because I know the next thing to probably see you at is at Apex, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what you'll be doing at Apex. Are you
How'd you get
guys...
hooked up with Wes?
Honestly, I'm just looking for tactical events, right? Like I'm just like, okay, look, who else
We
in the
got
community?
somebody, yeah.
So you've actually somebody's emailed me before already, and I haven't. I'm terrible at responding to emails, so I never. But we'll get back to that after this. I run a tactical fitness event.
There you go.
So
let us know. Like we want to be involved.
Yeah.
Like, we're new and we think we have the product that is perfect for the community.
Okay.
So whatever event that we can feasibly go to, I mean, even if I'm not there, Jay can be there.
Yeah.
If Jay can't be there, I'll be there. Like Jay can't make it to this one, but I'll be at this one.
perfect.
So we try to get to as many of these as we absolutely can.
So would this be good for, let's say, someone during pregnancy?
So
what's the...
honey, so I would always say this and caution this, right? So in pregnancy, caffeine is usually not recommended for pregnant women. However, people always still have their generalized cup of coffee during pregnancies, right? And going into why that's, why caffeine may not be the best option when pregnant is probably not really worthwhile at this point. But we'll just say that it should be avoided. However, because it's so low dose, if you can tolerate a cup of coffee while you're pregnant, this should be no issue.
good to know.
Okay. But
So I'll ask that question for Larry's Asian wife who's not pregnant. Congratulations, Larry.
Congratulations, Larry.
but we always do caution.
Sex, Larry. We didn't get some. Well, I mean, we could shoot.
No, he just had a big engorged penis. Larry's still on the plane stingers.
We do always caution people, if you do have any type of arrhythmia like AFib, you should not be consuming caffeine.
I don't have that.
Children 1 year and younger should never have honey ever, no matter what.
Really?
Correct. So part of the natural digestive process when bees take the nectar out of any fruiting body that they do, and then they actually make their honey, part of Clostridium. Goes through Clostridium botulism. Part of those spores go through and go into the honey. That's universal across all honey.
Okay.
All right. Now, adults who are 1 year, 1 day by definition and older, their digestive system can handle it. Pregnant women, their digestive system can handle it. It does not get into the babies, the bloodstream. So it is safe in that regard.
Okay.
All right. But always, yes, because younger children, their digestive system is not long enough, nor is it mature enough, and has it built up its own natural flora. It's never recommended.
Okay. Good info there.
Didn't know that.
I did not know that either. That's why Jack's the way he is. I was just
I know.
Just kidding, I'm playing.
And I always recommend to parents too, like even though like the by the book definition is 1 year,
Yeah.
I say give it even extra time and give yourself 2 years. So you're like
what's
well
the rush?
cleared into it. And of course, always at the discretion of a pediatrician. Like even though I'm family medicine, my patient population is generally 65 and older, so I don't see.
Florida.
Yeah, so that's that's where I did my training, and that's who I saw. So I don't see children, but I always defer to your whatever your pediatrician's advice.
that makes sense.
How many cases of the gout do you treat?
Gout off every day. I see somebody with gout.
Every single
Every
day.
single day.
Coming in there, speaking about their ailments for an hour.
Yeah.
Welcome to Florida.
How often do you get, elderly patients that come in and they've got some of these issues, and are you able to recommend the honey to them, or what is the fine between being a doctor and business starts to blur there?
So, I mean, to keep it like completely separated, I don't recommend my product. I do give generalized health information, and I always recommend to people always do your own research. And I would say that's even to the crowd now, no matter what. And if you have a real physician in my brain, he should always I'm here to educate you. I'm here to inform you.
Yep.
Please fact check me. Please do. And I always encourage people, look at your own information. Look up everything I'm telling you tonight. Because you want to make sure that, I have no ego on me. Right, and if you shouldn't have a physician who has an ego on them, you should.
Yeah, red flag number one, right?
So, but I do talk to them about nutrition because it all starts there.
Yeah.
Right, and with our, elderly population, they grew up in a time frame of the TV dinner was the norm. So just trying to educate them, like, it's so loaded in sodium and preservatives. This is why it's bad. You need to make the transition. Again, that's a very difficult uphill battle.
Yeah.
But, we have to do what we can.
They're 80 years old. They're sitting away.
Yeah,
right. And they made it this far.
And there does become that point too, because again, right? Like, I'm not the driver of the car.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm doing the map, and I
get it.
I just said this is it, and it's like at the same time, like, you're 85 and you want to eat cake and drink your beer, like, God bless.
I get it. That's it. I get it.
What would you say is the number one condition that you see in 65 and older that could have been prevented by a lifestyle change?
Diabetes. Diabetes. Diabetes, CHF, congestive heart failure, kind of marking back to what this was, and then COPD, smoking.
Yeah.
Right? So all these like early lifestyle decisions that they have made, and some of them even like with COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
Yeah. Mom has it.
Right. And it's terrible because once you punch out those like holes, I will say, in the lungs, in the alveoli, there's no coming back. That's it. I wish we had a way. Some people have to get even like sections of lung removed because of it. So I would say, like, if I had to like narrow it down in our elderly population, it's those three diseases, hands down.
What do you predict being the next generation of elderly patients' ailments? So, like, they've got COPD from smoking cigarettes, and they're high salt from, diabetes from their TV dinners. What is our generation doing right now differently than them that is going to be our three big factors later? Is popcorn lung from vapes, I assume?
Yeah, that's a bit younger. Right. What's Gen X looking like?
I would say still, like, diabetes is still on the rise.
Okay.
And what becomes like the almost problematic is like the silent disease processes. So like if you come in, you go to your doctor, he takes your blood pressure, everything looks good. And why? Because you didn't, drink your Monster energy drink or whatever it was that day, so your blood pressure's not up. He makes the, assumption, which of course anybody would make, like, oh, you're young, your blood pressure looks good, everything's fine. Like, well, it looked good at that moment at that time, right? But it's kind of like that hidden hypertension that you're really having, so it becomes like very silent throughout.
Okay.
And given that, I at least can speak from what I've seen, the 20 to 40-year-olds, who are not as physically active. It seems like I don't know what happened to our society, because like when I grew up, it's like we all watched like Arnold movies and we all like watched Predator.
That's in over there, dude.
And Conan, like what happened, right?
I'll tell you what, I took PE out of school.
Yes, and that's so terrible for them. So I definitely see, blood pressure issues and diabetes still like leading the charge. And then like, yes, like the popcorn lung, the issues. I still think that like lung issue, we'll just call it kind of like carpet.
Yeah.
Just term
lung issue. Yeah.
Still lungs. I think lungs is going to be a problem. Diabetes, hypertension, it's still a problem. Like we haven't really solved it.
So
and
nothing's changed.
Nothing changed. It's just the way it's coming about. But in different ways, as opposed to a hard life. It's maybe too soft.
Whiskey and whiskey and Marlboro Reds and something else.
But it's still doing the same thing to your body.
Well, like, again, easy times make soft men, right? And people, and then we just get down that rabbit hole. So I think that we're starting to see those effects. So, and also, again, tinfoil hat time. I think that, the more processed foods that we're eating that are more hormone infused with estrogen, we're talking about decreased testosterone levels in men, and that is undeniable across the board. Yeah. Like there's just consistent drop in testosterone.
Yeah, I read that the other day. 20-year-olds today have less testosterone than 60-year-olds in the 80s.
That's it.
And that's again tinfoil hat theory. The food we're eating is
100%. Yeah. I would 100% die on that hill. I don't care. So
you may. Keep saying it.
So what's your recommendation there? What should we stay away from?
Grow your own food.
I mean, yes, that would be like my true recommendation. Like where possible, where feasible, grow your own food or know where your food is coming from. So like the local markets versus your larger grocery stores. So I would say that's probably the best place and most like feasible option for people.
Okay.
Is to start there. I get like not everybody can Jake grows his own food. He has his own cows. Like not everybody can do that. I understand. But you should know, but go to like your local butcher. He's getting like where are your cows coming from?
Yeah.
Oh, they come from the farm down the road. Look at farm down the road. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, and most people don't even think that. A lot of folks are just like, well, my meat comes from Publix. So yeah, meaning like,
I don't even know where tacos grow up.
I think it's really interesting the relationship folks have with food, nutrition, and kind of the lack thereof. And I think there's a big educational gap there where
Massive.
people just don't know the process. They don't know where their food's coming from, and they're eating processed food.
Yeah, that's one of the things that and I hate that, like anything that takes off and people go to it and they enjoy it, the people that are in it tend to ruin it for everybody else. So there was a period of time, and I'll call it the glory days of CrossFit. So it was about from 2008 to about 2016, 2017-ish, especially about the 2012 to about 2017-ish period. That was a really fun time in CrossFit. But one of there's a great thing that Greg Glassman wrote. It's called Fitness in 100 Words. And almost every CrossFit gym that you go into, you'll see that hanging up. I'm a CrossFit affiliate. That's why
Really?
So there's Greg Glassman for years when he started putting together, before CrossFit even had the brand, because I think the website went active in 2000, if I remember right. That was one of the things that he was pushing, because he's not a dietary guy. Yeah. Right? He's kind of the mad scientist. He clearly has Asperger's. I mean, I say that because I have a friend that's very dear to me that has Asperger's, and rather than having the dinosaur version of it, he had rockets, spaceships, things like that, and that's why he went to MIT. Yep. So see you next week, Mark. So he's coming down.
Oh, cool.
So Greg Glassman got wrapped up into that, and basically what he was trying to do when CrossFit came about, he's a gymnast by his sports and educational background. And then he got into Olympic lifting. And then he started trying to combine the two, because there's pound for pound, there is absolutely nothing in this world that conditions your body the way that, your whole body, the way that Olympic lifting by itself will.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you see a serious Olympic lifter, they may have a little chub here and there, a little fat here and there, the bigger ones, particularly the ones that have a heavy snatch.
Talking about my mom again, Stefan?
So we're gonna start drawing that diagram next. But one
Couldn't say deadlift. Couldn't say deadlift.
no, sir. No, we're talking. We're going away from the basics. We're talking, So someone that's got like a heavy snatch, a heavy clean and jerk movements like that, their bodies, as far as like the structure, the muscular structure of it, are completely different than, say, someone is going and doing static movements in the gym and regular body movements.
How so? I'm just assuming more athletic.
It's a denser muscle.
It's a denser muscle, but when you are trying to go for a heavy, and I'll go into the full Olympic squat snatch definition of the actual snatch movement. Because, we break it down. We have muscle snatch, we have power snatch.
Right.
When an Olympian says snatch, or Olympic lifter says snatch, they mean ass to grass squat snatch, right?
Yeah.
And what it takes for your body to move that, it's not one specific part of it. You're not doing bicep curls and flies to get there. Now, you may be doing some of that to support the musculature to move that weight, to move that barbell. But it is your entire body. It's your legs, it's your core to stabilize, and obviously it's your arms to lock it out overhead and everything, and back and everything that supports that. So pound for pound, there's no other movements that do that. And Greg was trying to combine all that, and that's what eventually became CrossFit.
Interesting.
But underneath that, he was also pushing the nutrition aspect of it. And it's a big part of CrossFit. Like when you really get down into it and you're starting to go for the more advanced certifications, like L3, CrossFit Certified Trainer, things like that, you really have to delve into it and be very well versed on the nutrition side of it. It's way beyond just doing simple lifts.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's one of the things that we try. We'll do nutrition challenges in the gym where we have them track what they're eating, track their macros, and we're like, oh, yeah, this was not a good idea, and shit like that.
Yeah.
And if they're completely honest with themselves, if we do, say, a 90-day nutrition challenge, they come in at the end of that and they're like, wow, like, I had no idea. I had no idea it was going to have this impact on my performance just in my workout in the gym. And then when I go home, like I go home, my body recovers. I sleep better. I feel better throughout the day.
Yeah.
So, people look at working out and they look at eating. Right? They look at, just their basic eating to support that. But they don't think about the finite stuff that goes into it.
That's a good point.
And I'm guilty of it too. I did it for years. Even up until, I got into the Patriot Games where I told you guys back in April or back in January this year, I was like, you know what? I won Homestead. I'm going to try it and just see what kind of impact it has on my body.
And you noticed a big difference.
As soon as I started eating 3 meals a day and tracking what I was eating, immediate. And then, unfortunately, that exposed another issue I was having where my body was not, so I got on TRT, where my body was not recovering and I wouldn't have the blood work done. And they were like, bro, you should be 70. I'm like, oh, damn it. All right.
Dang, never.
Which is why I don't want to be a diabetic, because 2 shots a week is enough. Well, no, and it's the same needle size. It's a tiny little needle.
Yeah.
2 shots is enough. The people that have to do it daily, I feel for them.
Yeah.
100% feel for him. And it's enough. I watched my uncle, God rest his soul, is one of my favorite uncles, horrifically overweight, diabetic.
Yeah.
And just watching his struggles with that disease and knowing that if when he was 50,
Just started acting on it.
if he just fucking started walking,
I know.
just walk, do something other than sitting in the easy chair, do anything other than sitting there, go working in the wood shop, and then go and sit on your ass all day.
Yeah, it's probably not.
But it completely changed his life.
That's a shame.
And that's the beauty of tactical fitness events.
Yeah.
We take static shooters or maybe ones that have done a little bit of running. I mean, everybody's seen videos of Big Hoss running around. God, I'm on the soapbox right now. Everybody's seen Big Hoss running around at a USPSA event. Or cowboy action shooters. Cowboy action shooters that got some big boys running.
Hosses.
But they come and they try tac fit. And then they get into tac fit. And then they're like, all right, I need to go to the gym. Hopefully you'll go to CrossFit Tampa Bay. And shout out. And they go into a gym and then they find another community and then they get healthier, better, and all those fucking problems start going away.
Yeah.
That's the shit that I'm all about.
Yeah, it's the best part of the community because everyone everyone kind of wants to be the best, but you have to push each other to just get a little better because we'll joke about it and be like, especially in our heats, like you got to try your best. But you can't look like you're trying. You can't say, you have to downplay it a little bit. But everyone expects you to be at your best.
Yeah.
So when you show up and you actually get on that podium, you earned it. Because everyone there that day gave their best.
Right. You don't want to beat somebody on a technicality. No. Like Jesus, prime example, sitting right here next to me. He looked at me because I had that massive weapons failure in Okeechobee. He looked at me and he was like, I dropped the weapon too. He looked at me and he goes, this is not how I wanted to beat you. And I appreciate that. And it makes sense. Like, you don't want to beat somebody on a technicality or because they had a bad day. You want...
Right. I want you on your best.
No asterisk. You want that win. And, as I got into this and, got into the podcast and we started talking to people and, I talked about the watershed event at Homestead this year, watching everybody struggle with that rope climb. Mm-hmm. That's what flipped the switch for me because I want to bring the whole trailer park with me.
I like that.
Everybody to come with me and be as excited about this shit as I am, and to get there and have a good time and not be frustrated every time they do something physical. I want them to have good stages. Everybody's going to have a bad stage. Everybody's going to have that one stage where they come off of it and they're like, oh, man, that was awful.
Right, you can have that, but as long as you look at an event and you're not scared of it, you don't hate it. However you perform that day, you're like, all right, the chips fly where they may. They fall where they may. But like when you look at ropes, when you look at deadlift, sandbag carries, you're looking at that, or the sandbag over the bar. You see that if your first instinct is, I don't want to do that. That should not be the mentality when you're like, we all do that at some point, but like to be fit enough and trained enough to where you ropes, I got it. You know, obstacle course. You know, but like, you know, the deadlift, the sandbags, you know, I've trained enough, I've worked with enough people to where I may not be the fastest, but I know I can do it.
Yeah, just get through it. That's the big thing.
Yeah, don't be scared of it. Go out there, know you're going to do it, and then, you know, however your time works, however your shooting works out, like that's the fun of it.
Yeah, and that, you know, get back to more Greg Glassmanisms. Yeah, that's one. They had this thing that they did, and they actually just did it in this CrossFit Games, where it's called the hopper, where they write things on little pieces of paper, they throw it in a hopper, like a lottery hopper, they spin it around, and they pull something out. There was a saying that Glassman came out with one time, and he's really good at coming up with this type of stuff, where, you know, somebody will say something like, well, you know, why are we doing this? And one of the things he said one time was, you've got to be prepared for the unknown and the unknowable. And I love when I show up. Like, I like that we get the stages early, you know, especially like from content perspective, because that's our biggest podcast.
So people like
we had that conversation. It's like,
love that.
what about the one we just didn't know? It's like, okay, that's a cool story, Greg, but like, we need content. Let's get some out there. People watching.
I love that. I love walking up and not knowing how it's going to work out. I love getting in advance so we can tell the people about it. But I love walking up to something new. Deadlift, prime example. So I've got a pretty good deadlift, right? Even though I'm moving the weight, 8 feet because I'm so tall, I've got a pretty good deadlift. And I knew that was going to be a little different because it was on those lever
those angles was going to be something weird
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love trying the new things for the first time.
When they broke out the fuck truck, you were like, they wouldn't even let you look at it.
Yes.
They wouldn't let you look at it. You couldn't touch it. You was just like,
what are we going to do?
What are we doing? You're going to flip it.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. You got it.
Figure it out.
That's awesome.
Rip it and rip and see what happens.
And Jesse watches Pipe Bell Fitness Instagram just like we do. We haven't seen all we're going to do with that thing.
There's so many
more little things to do.
So one of these days, he's going to rip something off with that. Like, he's going to talk to the guy that runs Pipe Bell Fitness. What's his name?
I wish I knew.
Sorry, brother. I know you watch this. He's going to watch it, or Jesse's going to see that, and he's going to go, I can put that in the game somehow.
Well, they do a mini yoke with it.
Yeah. We've got enough yokes right now, so he won't do that. But we can do some other things. Like rolling the damn thing. Nobody was prepared for that.
Especially that far.
Like when you, especially at Homestead.
Oh my God.
Like when you pick that thing up and you get to going with it, you have no idea where that thing's going. And that's the type of stuff I like. Now, because I've done CrossFit for so long, I understand how I'm going to control that weight. I'm going to brace my core. I'm going to lock it in, and it's not going to go anywhere. That's how I ran Grady down with it. But getting to those types of things and having something that, I read this, but I don't know how it's going to work out. I love that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. When you see the brainchild that Jesse creates, that, Wes creates for APAC, you're just like, all right, TSSA.
Some of us are damaged individuals.
It's like, all right, cool, I guess. Like, let's go. Let's have a good time.
Yeah. I take a lot of inspiration from the people around me. So. Cool. Well, I think War God's a great addition to the tactical fitness community. I think what you guys are doing is fantastic. I would love to have more resources on just nutrition in general. I don't know if that's something you guys are doing or what. It's been just a wonderful conversation we have with you here. And I'm going to walk away with this with more questions than I have answers, which is okay because I'll probably reach out to you and ask questions. But I think this has been very eye-opening. I don't know about you guys, but My eyes are open. So
Are you awake now?
I'm awake now.
You're gonna put that freaking Monster Energy down now.
I've got one in the fridge that was for tomorrow, and I'm just gonna
Just freedom.
walk away.
Freedom beer coffee, baby.
No, you can't go cold. Just
No, I'm not gonna go dirty.
Did you not listen to anything?
guys. Were you somewhere else? Did we have that conversation?
I've got 11 bags of honey for myself. But I can't wait to supplement.
Jess is gonna video, or Jeremy's gonna video call. He's got.
Hey, got that junkie itch.
First one's always free.
Yeah, I saw that. That's good. It's
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's good. No, we're really excited. I know. Are you doing Apex? You're doing Apex.
I know. Wes guilted me into it.
He's good at that.
He sent me a message like, "You hadn't signed up yet?" And I'm like,
It's literally what he did.
He got-
"Fine." It's like Spock's filling up fast.
He sent me that one too. I was like, I can't.
I'm like, fine.
No, but
I'll be there. I need a light volunteer job, but I'll be there.
You're being man in the booth. You're not volunteering.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what you should be doing.
There's no chastising us.
Okay.
Speaking ill of everything around you.
You know, Jesse did that same thing to Rebecca for the song.
What do you do?
He's like, they don't have a whole lot of women signed up for this one.
He did the same to me too.
Did he really?
He's like, listen, the division you're in, there's not a whole lot of them. You can podium easy, man. No problem at all.
Did you sign up?
No, I didn't sign up. More than that, peer pressure. Not today. Talking about how we want to win. I don't want to win because I was the only intermediate. Oh my goodness. It's too funny. Well, we're super excited for Apex. We're obviously going to be there all together, so you'll see us there. War God.
Wes is going to give us stages for that too, isn't he?
I think he is.
Yeah, we're going to do a live for
Breaking
him.
down too. We'll be plugging you everywhere, brother. Honestly,
And we appreciate
Yeah.
it.
on the podcast from now on, we'll be definitely throwing you up on our supporters page. We'll be telling everyone about you. What's the website?
WarGodNutrition.com.
Easy.
Easy.
And then let me ask you real quick, if it's not too much, I'm sure people can go, but what's like the, I don't want to say cost, but what are people looking at to pick up a nice 12-pack of the honeys here at Tron now? Or what are we talking? Or what?
So the 12-pack itself on the website, $25. But right now,
That's really reasonable.
and that's just kind of how we wanted to price point it. We wanted to make sure that it was available to individuals, which is technically less than your standard energy drink from the get-go.
Just doing the math in my head.
And I think we have a 10% off going on right now. So
We'll throw that in the description of all this too, so folks know where to find you. Awesome, man. Well, is there anything else that we haven't covered that you did want to cover? Is there anything?
No, not really. I mean,
you wanna
honestly,
plug?
I'm glad I got to just help educate the community, if nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we said it, off camera, but I'll say it on camera too, even though it's terrible marketing. Like, even if you do not buy the product, of course, please buy it. But if you don't, please consider, what we talked about today, just for general health reasons, if nothing else. So
we've got a lot of athletes that take a lot of our advice. So having a subject matter expert on this is something that'll absolutely benefit a lot of folks. I think
Real doctor.
actual doctor. Folks, do yourself a favor when you are at any event. Make sure you swing by, tell them you saw them on the podcast and you want to support them in any way, shape, or possible. Go buy something from them, grab a sticker, throw it on something. It's awesome, man. It's really a lot of fun having you on here. We're excited to work with you. We're excited to do some more. I'm excited to be cranking down some honey packs.
Maybe got to schedule an inspection of the facility.
absolutely, no,
shoot
always
some
welcome.
guns.
Always welcome.
So we'll definitely come out and do that. We'll make something happen. Well, cool, man. Well, that's pretty much a hot raid. You survived start to finish. If you could survive, what did you say, Helmand Province, if I'm not mistaken?
That's where it was.
I was hoping you could survive a hot raid this last episode. But you never know these days.
I always tell people, if I survived, being with my wife, anything's easy.
That's awesome. Well, folks, make sure you go to www.wargodnutrition.com. Check out all their products. They've obviously got honey packets, but there's beard oil. There's just regular honey. I'm going to steal some of that and put that on some toast. Sounds like a nice breakfast.
You're going to get toasted.
A little toasted. And I'm going to keep up with you guys. I'll let you know. I'm going to take a little caffeine break and see how this does. We'll see.
Report back later.
Yep.
folks, that's how the podcast ended. It's me just 2 weeks from now when I'm in withdrawal. But no, it's been a fantastic time having you on here.
Yes, and we really appreciate the invite. I love being here.
Absolutely.
I love, trying to educate people. And again, please do your own research with everything.
Yes.
There you go.
And if I'm wrong, then just tell me.
That's fine.
I want to do what's best for the community more so than that.
Well, that's the kind of attitude people are looking to support out there. So, awesome, folks. Well, that is an episode that we have not had like before. This has been the most educational and informational episode we've ever had. So
I think so.
Yeah, I know so. I mean, we have a doctor on here.
Right.
No, it's been a lot of fun, guys. Well, that's awesome. Folks, War God Honey, check it out. You'll find us, the Hot Range, at Apex Shootout. That is August 15th. You actually also see War God there. So make sure you go check them out. Give them some love, take some photos. I know Apex is still looking for volunteers, so we'll get this out before Apex. If you're interested in volunteering, it's just like Patriot Games. You get a credit. It's great. Come do another one. Come support it. Come hang out with the Hot Range. As always, want to make sure we say thank you to all of our sponsors. Freedom Bear Coffee. Big thanks to them. They've been sending us a ton of coffee and supporting us. Although now we have a conflict of interest with our Freedom Bear and our...
You can have a cup of coffee.
We can
Did you not?
When did you get here?
It is on a different podcast.
Unbelievable. Also want to make a big shout out to Sweet Perfections. I bet you guys would do a great link up. A War God Honey Sweet Perfections cookie.
Yeah.
Our and Hannah does some healthy cookies, so we'll put you in touch with her. Maybe we can maybe make a team up there. Talk about Pipe Bell Fitness. Want to obviously make sure we thank them. Big support from them. They sent us out a bunch of fuck trucks for us to just get our hands on.
I had Christian out behind the gym with the one that I've got the other day. So
love that. Right where he belongs.
Yeah.
Out back getting pounded by the fuck truck.
That's walking away sore from the fun.
He would rather, there's no place he'd rather be.
I believe that.
Sheepdog Holsters. Shout out, brother, for that awesome holster. We posted it today on the podcast. Obviously, if you don't know where that came from, go back and watch the rope climb video. You probably need to watch it anyway. But that is from when Rebecca swung it. She's swinging from the side. Sorry, Mississippi came out there.
Holy moly, Bobby Boucher.
He was from Louisiana. So where she swung in from the side for the Hot Range, I took that, had Chat GPT, so I killed probably 100 million gallons of water.
With that image.
To make that image. And Sheepdog was kind enough to put it on the holster. And just to tell you some of the other customer service behind that. Sheepdog did not have a holster for my pistol. So he sent a freebie down, a test fit down that was made for something else. And we just tested it. I gave him some feedback, and he took my feedback and turned it into the holster you see before you with the image on the side. So if you can dream it, he can build it. It's a great holster. Everything. I will, in the interest of full disclosure, since it was made for something else, I do have to do a little bit of trimming to it for my pistol, but that's a me problem. That's not a Sheepdog problem. Also, Florida War Tribe, Brian made an amazing rifle for our co-host here, Brian. So Brian to Brian, little Brian O'Brien action there. What you see in front of you, glorious rifle. It's pretty much what I ran at Homestead. So it's the rifle that won Homestead. Now Brian Fowles has that rifle. Big SARS has that rifle. One major difference, this one has a better barrel. The one that was on mine was a Roscoe contractor grade. This is a Roscoe Bloodline. So it's a little bit better barrel. Probably last, 10,000 racks longer than the one I had will. But it is a fantastic weapon, and Brian has set this thing up nicely. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with it. It's almost.
Got
a little SIG 110 action on top. Is that
212.
212. Whoa.
2 to 12.
Big 212 offset Vortex Defender on there.
Couple of rail scales.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Looking awesome.
Going to Empire Training Academy tomorrow. Get everything zeroed in.
Oh, you hadn't shot it yet?
I have not shot it yet. So what's actually pretty cool about it is the serial number is 0042. There's only 42 of them.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Single digits.
Yeah.
Double digits.
Rare boy.
Rare. He's a rare boy. That's built
about that.
That's built on the War Tribe Unconquered lower. So
You already said it.
that is a fantastic lower. I've got one in there that I'm going to turn into something special. It won't be a competition rifle, but it'll just be kind of a cool little thing.
Cool thing.
PDW, but I'm waiting on the bull carrier has been ordered since March.
Oh.
So Evolution Gunworks, you need to get off your ass.
Oh.
Damn, shut up.
Yeah.
All right.
So great rifle, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you think of it when you shoot it down.
I can't wait. Just the video of him test firing it already blew my mind. That muzzle did not move up and down whatsoever. So
Just to also tell you though, and this is not taken away from your rifle, remember that that's somebody that's got millions of rounds down range, so his recoil control is
from
It's a little bit of column A, column B.
I'm not taking anything away from that rifle, but
you better death grip it like he did.
that's the thing, that man shoots some insane things with similar.
That's awesome.
Either way.
We'll make sure you take some of these honey packets down to
Sal.
Yeah. Pass
Get
those
them
out.
down there.
So
Yep.
give us a field report on how you feel midway through the day with the sun beating down on you, covered in sweat and gunpowder.
Yeah, and while we're talking about Sal, shout out Sal, Empire Training. We do occasionally get questions about where to go for training. Someone posted something the other day. I think it was Mickey reached out to me about a friend of hers in Tampa looking for some training, not necessarily tactical games related or Patriot Games related, but
guns
just
in general.
familiarization with the weapon system. Somebody that's interested in getting into it, but they don't have a whole lot of hands-on experience with the weapon. If you're on this side of Florida, or even if you're not, it's worth the drive. I think he has something to offer the most experienced shooter that you can think of. I think anyone can go down there and work with him, spend a couple hours with him and walk away with something. So I certainly did. I look forward to going back down there and hanging out with you guys again at some point. He's a great instructor, and it's just a fun, relaxed environment to shoot in and to learn in. So that's all I could hope for.
Get your guys
it really is. Really is. He talks about, there's lots of people that are certified, but you want someone qualified.
There's a big difference.
There's a massive difference.
It's USCCA will pretty much give anyone
Pretty much.
And you got a pulse?
Yeah. Well, folks, I think that is the end of the episode. Make sure you follow
Evil Bone Water.
how did I forget? Folks, biggest plug right here, right now, our official title sponsor for the hot Evil Bone Water, folks. We'll drop some more information in here.
When we figure it out.
Once we've discovered the multi-use purpose of the bone water.
Evil Bone Water is
An elixir.
It's an elixir, I guess you would say, but it has many, many functions. We will have Dr. Mark Brinson on the podcast at some point. Friend of mine, somebody that I know from my days in the Army, but he's actually come out with, these were the normal size bottles, right? That's what it came in. And now he's come out with an actual first aid kit size bottle. And this one is kind of specifically going towards the firearm community because most of us have some sort of first aid kit, be it a small Molly attachable go bag or something like that. This is made to go in that kit. Now, what he's trying to push for the purpose, because this stuff is good for a lot of different things. I've actually used it in the past. It's good for many, many different things. It's a topical, you just dab it on. But the thing that he's trying to push it for is kind of if you get a flash burn or something like that, obviously you're not going to pour this on if your dumbass grabs onto a suppressor after 1,000 rounds. You're not going to be using this. But if you get
Not reaching for the evil bone.
right, you will not even know. You'll be reaching for a skin graft. But, but if you get like a flash burn or something like that, it's actually good on bug bites. I've noticed it'll take the itch out of a bug bite. One of the other things that I use, and I've talked about in my foot surgery on this podcast before, was after everything healed and the wounds had closed, it took a lot of that weird nerve pain that you get with your scar tissue and stuff. I'm sure Dr. Brandon over here can explain it a lot better than I can, but rubbing that on there, it took a lot of that weird, uncomfortable deadness away. So it's some sort of ancient Chinese recipe that, because he's a doctor of Chinese medicine, so take that for what it will. Love you, Mark. But it does work for a lot of different things. So, and I definitely want to have him on this podcast. He's a highly entertaining individual.
Well, I got marketed the Evil Bone Water and thought it was fantastic and immediately told Stefan I wanted some. And he was like, what's funny about that? I know the guy. Here we are, sitting with a whole case of Evil Bone Water.
I actually messaged him about sending us some samples, and he sent an entire freaking case of it.
Yeah.
Within a day and a half, I got it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We love our local folks.
Right?
Support local. Honestly, is what it
Support
comes down
us
to.
and support you.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, that is the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Wisdom. I'll take pictures of these, get these on the Instagram.
Oh, gosh.
With no context initially until people watch it.
What the hell is that?
So what was that? Penis. Obviously. Oh, here we go. Now we know this. Now we know. Obviously. All right, folks. Well, make sure you guys, again, follow More God Nutrition. Follow The Hot Range on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, all the places you'll find it. Until then, folks, the range is cold. Cold range.
Like, subscribe.
We'll see you next time. See you in Sawmill. Sawmill. Jeremy knows about Sawmill.
I'm a big fan of it.
I heard I've been there once or twice.
If you looked up Jeremy's